In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to design a beautiful professional looking website with zero programming and design skills. Hi, my name is Fran and no, I cannot code at all, and I've never had any training as a designer except for my practice as designing websites and web pages. But I have done dozens of websites, and I have even taught designers how to design websites. And designing a website nowadays is really easy. You just need to know how to navigate the platforms and the tools that you need to do so. And you can even use already designed templates by professional designers, which I will show you how to do in this video. If you've already created your website, you should land in a dashboard, a WordPress dashboard just like this. If you haven't, you can follow my other video called How to Build a Website for Dummies, which goes through the step-by-step process to land in a dashboard with a website created and to land in a dashboard like this one. The first thing I want to show you is once you create your website, you will have something similar to this. Right? So now to design a beautiful website, if you have no skills at all, if you've never done a website before, the first thing we need to do is install some plugins that will help us do this. And I will show you, we'll install one plugin that will get you started not from zero like we are right here, but with already a design to work with. You just choose the best one, your favorite one, the one that will work better for you, and you'll work with that one and you'll do your changes and you create your own website. All right, so let's go here in the dashboard to plugins and add new. If you've already seen my previous video, you've already seen this process, so I'm gonna go through it a bit quicker. If you haven't seen the other video, just go back and watch the How to Build a Website for Dummies. So here I'm going to look for something called Starter Templates, a plugin called Starter Templates. And here in the search results, I get the first one is the one I'm looking for, Starter Templates with Elementor, Beaver Builder, Gutenberg, and Breezy Templates. So we're going to install this, and we're going to immediately activate it. All right, so now we have the tools we need. Immediately, we're going here to Appearance and Starter Templates. So again, if you haven't seen How to Build a Website for Dummies, you don't want to go through the whole process because you already have your website created, but you want to use the same theme I'm using. I'm using Astra. This is a free theme. Plugins we're using are also free, so you can do all of this for free. There are some limitations with working with free themes and free templates, but as you will see, we can design beautiful websites. If you want to see how to install Astra, I'll leave a card somewhere above this video to a video called How to Install Astra, and this will guide you through. It's a very quick tutorial. So you install this theme, and then you install the Starter Templates plugin like we just did. Now these are all the templates you can find in Starter Templates. Now you can choose here the visual builder you'll be working with. This is the most important step. Now I advise you to choose Elementor. Elementor is my favorite, and I'm familiar with it. Beaver Builder, I've heard really good things about Beaver Builder, but I've never used it, so it's up to you. You can also choose Beaver Builder. Just keep in mind that if you choose a different editor here, you might this is another plugin that will be installed once you choose your template. If you choose another editor, you might have different templates here. Anyway, there are lots of templates to work with, as you can see. You'll just choose your template, the one you like the most, and you'll install it. So let's see what we have here. Now, before we install a template, I would just like to show you something here, and I will leave a link for this file in the description below. This is something I got from Digital Marketer. This is the perfect homepage layout for a good website from the marketing perspective. So you have here the logo, the navigation buttons, it's the menu, and you would have here a button, which is the primary call to action. Then you would have an image in the background and a couple of call to actions, or just one. I would prefer even one, but this depends on your business, on the purpose of your website, obviously. Then you should have a bar here that displays trust. So it should be like something like talking about your company and who you've worked with. If you're just a blogger, just talk about any credentials you have here. Or you can just simply eliminate this part for now and add it later. Then you'd have here an explainer video, if you have a video. This is just the perfect homepage. I will leave a link for this to download this template in the description below. So if you're interested, this will help you also choose the template that you want if you're trying to get like a very marketing optimized website. Now let's look through these websites a little bit. You can see like the kind of look you're looking for. You just choose. We'll edit the whatever template we choose. I'll show you how to edit each step, each element. I will show you how to make it look like you want to, but make sure you choose one that more closely looks like what you want. Okay. So I'm going to go with the first one here, and it already has more or less the layout I'm looking for. Once you open it, you will see these templates will create a few pages for you. Right now, this website has 0 pages. It has only the default page. Let me just open this in another. There's default sample page. I had already created some and I deleted everything just to show you. This is a demo website I use for these videos. So once you install this template will install Elementor, which is a plugin to the editor plugin, which will allow you to drag and drop. You will see how we'll do it. And it will install, it will create all these pages for you: the home page, the about page, the services page, the projects, and the contact. If you click import complete site, if you want to use only the home page, just click import home page template or home template, and it will install only the home page. Now, I think you can very well install all of the pages because it saves you a lot of work. Otherwise, you just install the home page and then you create pages here, add new page, and you create one at a time. The problem is that those pages will not be designed with this design. If you want, you can also change one of these pages from services to something else that applies to you, or projects to something else that applies to you. For now, I'm going to import complete site. This will take a while. So just make sure if you had an imported site, I will click here, delete imported site, because I had one before, even though I already deleted all the pages and everything. If you're starting fresh, you don't need to do any of this. And remember that if you do this, you will delete all the pages that you had previously created. Otherwise, just click import and don't do that. So this will take a little bit, and I'll see you on the other side. I'll just skip ahead in the video. Alright, so here we go. Our website has imported successfully. So we'll just can click here on View Website, and Starter Templates will show us the website. So we've moved from what you've previously seen as a naked website to this. Of course, the content is the default content they have, like it's nothing written here. It's just to fill it up. But as you can see, now we have a beautiful website here. Now let's make this your beautiful website. So I'll leave this page open because I like to see as I design. And now we'll close this. So the first thing we need to do is go to Customize. In Appearance, Customize. And we're going to customize our theme, in this case Astra. So these are the basic settings that you will find, like the menu and all these things. We're going to customize this. So first, let's go to the first option that we see here, which is global. We'll go to the typography, and you can choose here what kind of typography you want. This will apply to the whole website. So I choose here one that you like, that you see that it looks nice. Let's see if I change this to Open Sans, just as an example. Let's try this one just to see if we see the difference. as you can see here, it changed the menu to this very strange looking font. So let's just go back to the, anyway, we can also change the size here. This will apply to most of the, let's go to with 18. You see the menu now looks a little bit bigger, and you can change the line height. You can set up everything here. You're seeing most of this applied to the menu, but I'll show you how to edit all the rest. Okay. Now we're going to go back. This is the base typography, and we're going to headings. Just click on the back arrow and go to headings. Headings, again, we'll choose a font. This will apply to the, you'll see applied here, and I will show you why. So let's say headings, we want this with, I do like Montserrat, it's really plain and looks nice. Let's say if I change it here, you'll see how the headings change. So Montserrat, going back to this one. Again, you can apply some variants here. This was previously bolded. Then it asks to set up each of the headings individually. Again, you can also change all of these settings in each element as we start adding or removing elements or editing the elements. But this will apply to the whole website as a whole. So then you can actually start to. You don't have to be changing all the elements if you want just this global look. That's what we're doing here in the customization of the theme. Again, the heading 2, if it says inherit, it's bringing in this one, the Montserrat from headings, from all of the headings. So you can set up here all the headings as you wish. We'll click back and back again. Now we're done with the typography. Let's go to colors, the same thing. You can change the theme color here from this one. Let's go with green, for example. One thing I recommend is, let's say now I made these changes and I don't want to save them, so I would just click X and it wouldn't save. In this case, there is one problem here, is that every time you change something, like we changed the typography before, just make sure you click publish. So if you make a mistake and you just want to reset it, then the next one you don't save. So just make sure every time you change a setting, you just click published if you're happy with it. Alright, so we've done typography, we've done colors. I'm not going to go through all of these things like make it look nice. I'm just showing you where you can change everything, right? So container is the way the pages look like. So you have here the content boxed or full width contained. Just try them out and see what will apply better for you. You can put it like full width contained, for example. In the home page, you will not see much changes because this home page is already set up for full width. So for example, if I put content boxed, let's see if I can see any changes here, but you would see on the other pages, for example, in the blog post, which you can also define here specifically. So page layout, blog post layout, and archives layout. So back to homepage, and let's continue here. So then you have the buttons. By setting up the buttons here in the customization options, I'll show you how to edit each button, but this way you won't have to be setting up each button the same way. I mean, the buttons should have all the same look. Or at least the main buttons that lead your visitor to the main call to action should all look the same, right? So let's see, we can do background color here. Yes, perfect. Background color red and the text white. You can change the hover. So let's say once we do this, we can well, one thing we can do is, for example, we can make it more brighter, and you will see the difference now. When we hover over the button, it goes a little bit brighter, right? It changes color a little bit. So it changes color a little bit, it goes brighter, so it looks like it has an action. We'll do more of this later on. So this is the cover button, the button of the cover. Then you can apply a border to it if you wish. Then it has the border radius. The border radius is what gives this rounded look. So if I remove the border radius, well, it didn't remove. Let's go here with 0. So as you can see, the buttons now look rectangular. We're gonna leave them like this. I like the buttons better this way. So for now, we'll leave them like this. If you want, just give it a little bit of a border. You can also do that. Just go to border and give it a bit of a radius. Like if you just apply the number you want, just give it a 5. You see, and it gives a little bit of a rounded edge. So in my case, I want it just straightforward. You can also change the size here. This would be the width of the border, so if you want to make it thicker, if it has a color, I prefer with no border, so it looks like this. Then you have the spacing. This is the spacing, the button spacing, so let me show you how this works. In these elements, when you have here the link, so we can link all the values, or you can link some of them. Like if you click this, when I change, for example, here the top, all of them change, as you can see, like 15, they all have the same the same spacing. So the top spacing, the left, the right, and the bottom will be the same. So I'm happy with this look this way. So I made it a bit more compact with the letters. I will make the text bigger now. So typography button text, we'll make this instead of a 14, we can make it like an 18. For example, so it pops out a little bit from the rest. So this is the menu, for example. This is what the menu button will look like, and then the other one we will define it specifically. So we'll separate it from the rest because it's the main action button, and in the header it looks we need to make it pop a little bit more. So that's it for what we can customize with the buttons. Now let's go back, and this is done. Global is done. We'll go to header site identity. We're going to introduce our logo here, so I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to select to upload a file. You just go, it brings you directly to the media library. You just go to upload files, and you can upload your own file. Drag it here or click to select files. So I have here my logo already that I created for this website. I created this logo very easily in Canva, and again, I am not a designer and I have no design skills whatsoever. If you do want to, you can crop it here. If you want to see if you'd like to see how to create a logo like this without any design skills like me, just make sure to leave a comment below and ask me, hey, please. Friend, please make a tutorial, a Canva tutorial, how can I create my logo, and I will do so if there's any interest for it. So now we can just make it the full size, and this is my logo. I'll crop image and insert it here. So instead of this outdoor adventure, it's the other one. This one here, again, remove. And now we're going to select the retina logo. I'm going to put the same one. Okay. This is in the header. So we're just changing the logo at the moment. In other places, I think we should be able. They don't have it anywhere else to show the logo, but we were here in the site identity and just introducing the logo. This will identify your site. Then you have the site icon. Is this one that shows here? I had already introduced it, so it doesn't go away. I tried to delete it, but I couldn't. I'm just going to introduce this one here. It's the icon that you'll see here, right? So if you want this to not look like a default, the WordPress favicon, this is called a favicon, just introduce a little favicon here that's branded to you, and this is they call it the site icon here. Site title, I'm going to call it something like Earn It Better, which is the name. Here we can add a tagline. We'll call it something learn to build websites and earn. Something like this. I haven't thought this through, but it's just for demonstration purposes. This is what people will see up here. As you can see, I'm customizing earn it better. It's, okay, here it should give us a better view. I'll have to publish. So now I finished with this part. I'm going to click publish here, and now I'm going to refresh. I always like to have this one like the website open here. As you can see, it changes this top part here. Now we have the icon, and it says earn it better and learn to build websites and earn. Okay, so we're back here. We finished with global. We were in the header. So we did the site identity. Now we're going to primary header. This you can choose how you want the header to look like. This would be this little menu on top. So you want it to be full width, or you want it to be, it will go a bit wider. Yes, as you can see, or you want content width, so it will go a bit smaller with the edges. It will have a bit of a margin there. So you can also give it a bottom border size. So yeah, instead, so it would look, it wouldn't look like transparent. I like it this way. I don't like this menu to draw much attention. And then you can set up the layout as well. Like instead of having the logo like this, it would have the logo on top and the menu below, or like this. So they would invert positions. Yeah. Just make sure that don't get too creative with these kind of things. People are used to certain kind of navigation, and these websites have been studied. So the template you've seen here, this template has been studied over and over again, and this is basic human psychology, that people navigate with their eyes from left to right, and they expect to see the buttons in a certain places. So these templates work. So just make sure you keep you don't get too creative with this. Don't invert the position of the button and the logo, because that's not what people are used to seeing. Now primary menu, after the header, so I came back, and after the primary header, in the primary header it's just the layout. You can also define the mobile version if you want it to look with the logo on the left, and so you can click here to visualize, click mobile for example, and it would look with the logo here and the little button here that opens the menu, you can see. So if you change this to the second layout, then this part would go on the bottom. Again, I would prefer to leave this default. You can visualize the tablet version as well. We're going back to desktop, and I'm going to publish this before advancing. All right, let's go back. And now this was the primary header. Let's go to primary menu. The menu is this one you have here. I will show you how to set up this menu and to create new menus that you can add as well. But for now, let's just see what we can do here. You can disable the menu if you don't want it. In a website, people expect to have a menu so they can navigate. And you can define here if the last item in the menu is a button, the search, none. As you can see with Astra and the starter templates and with Elementor, you can do much more than with many paid themes, and this is a free theme, completely free theme. They have a pro option, but Astra I only use the free version. I also use paid themes, which I use for my clients. I have Divi and I have Thrive themes, but for you to start with, as this is how to design a website for dummies, you're just starting out. I was a dummy myself, and when I started out, and I made the mistake of purchasing a theme from the beginning. Once I couldn't do what I wanted with the free themes I was looking for, I purchased one, and for example with Divi, I couldn't do some of the things I can do with Astra here. So start out with Astra is my recommendation. All right, so we'll keep the button here. It's a very important place to have a button. The button text, now we're going to, my primary call to action here is going to be start your website. For some reason the button here disappeared, the design of the button disappeared. This could be a bug, so I'm going to just click on publish. I don't know why this happened. Yes, so as you can see, it was just a bug. Just ignore it. Just make sure you visualize it here, and if this happens, sometimes the customization options in any theme have these problems. So if you're in the dashboard, I'll show you how to get here if in case you've missed it. Just go here to the home where you can see your website name and click on visit website, and you'll have this. I like to work with these three options open: the customization when I'm starting a website, the dashboard, and the website itself. So now we got the button, we've got the button link. So here you put the link where you want that button to lead the person. I don't know what your primary call to action is. Just make sure you set up here the button where you want this to lead your customers. Let's say that you want this button to take people to Bluehost. Yeah, why not? So you could even put here your Bluehost affiliate link. So like once a person lands on your website, they see, oh, this is how I create a website, and then I need to go to Bluehost now. So start your website, you click on it, and it leads them to Bluehost. It would make sense, right? Button style, you can change it here. We've already defined this one, and I like to have this one here because it's the one that will look uniform throughout the whole site. Now you'll see all these options here. I don't want to overcomplicate or make this video too long, so just explore them a little bit if you're into it. Again, this is the primary menu, and it's the look of the menu, how the menu will look for you. For me now, I just want this button to say start your website, and that's it. If you want to look over these sub-menu content and container animations, if you have like a sub-menu under this, I'll show you how to create that. It will animate it and how you want it to animate with fade, slide down. Then you can create borders for the container that opens below. I'll show you all of this later. For now, well, we don't need any of this, so let's just go back. Again, remember to publish the changes. Although I had already published it to check that the button was working. Now let's go to the transparent header. This is where we're going to introduce our logo here. We'll remove this. Again, the same thing. We'll just introduce the logo. And this one here. Now we're just repeating the same thing because it's on a different device. So as you can see, this just makes it look a bit, it just introduces our logo here. If you don't like the way it looks, you can change it. You can make the logo be smaller, bigger, whatever you feel like. The width, as you can see, you can make it really big. I don't really want to make it that big. Okay, so now we have our logo here. You can also edit the. This is the transparent header, so it's this whole section. You can also change here the bottom, the border, the colors, the background. Everything is transparent right now. So if you want to give it a different look, you can do it here. You have a hover option as well. This is very customizable, this theme. So the menu here, normal, the hover, link, text, color, which is white right now. Once you hover it or once it's active, it's turning red. So you could just change here the hover. As you can see, the hover is for red. This is all very customizable, this Astro theme. All right, we're happy with this. Click publish. And again, go back. And our header is defined, is set up. Now the breadcrumbs, I'm not going to touch this. And for now, I'm not going to go over this because it doesn't apply to the design of the website. The blog, you can define the blog archive, the blog structure. You can go over all of this, but I'm focusing on the home page here, and the single post, the same thing. This is all the design you can do for your blog posts will be done here. The sidebar is the home page doesn't have a sidebar right now. You can default layout with the right sidebar, or you can just remove it, no sidebar at all, if you don't want a sidebar in your website at all. The sidebar is, as you can see, this is a blog post, And in the blog post, I do have the sidebar, and this is the sidebar here. So if you want to activate this website with your blog posts, you can do so. Just keep in mind that the sidebar in mobile will appear at the bottom of the page, so you won't see it at the side. Let's go back, and so you can default the right sidebar or no sidebar at all. The home page is better without the sidebar, but this home page is already set up without the sidebar. And you can give it change the width here and say where you want it. Like if you want it only on the blog post, you would put here the right sidebar on the blog post and remove it for pages, for example. You can just define this as you wish. I'll leave it as default because for me it works right now. Now the footer widgets, you can add widgets, remove widgets. The footer is right here, it's what you see here. Right now it doesn't really have much. And I don't like to add too much to the footer. You have the footer bar, and this text you can change it here. So text 1, you see section 1 text, you can add an image, you can add a widget. I'll show you the widgets later. I'll just change this and call it, just go with your website name here if you want, and then we'll go here, copyright. And you can use this variable they have here instead of actually writing the year. And if you leave that variable, it will leave the year as the current year, right? So it's a variable here that will populate the year. Content width, again, all of this. I just changed these main things, the text, and that's it. You can, again, you can add the menu here. Section 1, for example, let's say, now I would like section 1 to be the menu. We don't have a footer menu yet, but I will create one and I'll show you how to, because I like to leave see, assign footer menu, it doesn't have one yet, but I'll leave it like this. And here I'll put the earn it better here. Yep. So now I will have the footer, the menu here, and then just this plain text right down there. I'm gonna publish this and go back. This is then you can add the footer widgets if you want. You can just add new widgets. You can put it like this, and then it will assign widgets here. See, I don't want any widgets. The widgets can be customized later on anyway. So that's all I wanted in the footer. I wanted this very easy, simple to understand. Now you can also define the menus here. So that you have the footer menu and the menu. The main menu, the primary menu, is currently set up to this one. I will show you later how to as I said before, I'll show you how to create menus. You can also go through here. You can create a new menu from here, but I'll show you the actual place in the WordPress dashboard. This is a theme option, so you won't see this in all the themes. Also, I'll show you in the dashboard, in the WordPress dashboard in just a minute, how to create a menu and edit your menu. So the footer menu, again, you can add here items because the menu is blank, but again, we'll do all of this in another place. And here the locations where the menus appear. So the main menu is on top, and then here footer menu, we want the footer menu to be here. You might not have the footer menu created yet. I have one because I've created it already, but I'll show you how to create it. And mine is blank though, it doesn't have any elements. Again, click publish. I will go back, and homepage settings. Now this, if you're not seeing this homepage, which you should, because you're using the starter template, so it's already defined like this. But by default, WordPress sets this as your homepage. It sets as a blog roll. So you can, now I will create here a new page called blog. This one will be the blog roll. So if you're just seeing what I showed you in the beginning, like this is the blog roll page. So all the blog posts you create will appear here. And by default, WordPress sets this one as the home page. So you just come here and set to home, and that's it. Once I'm gonna click home here, so you can see that the color changed to green because I've made those changes. I'm going to go back, and it was here in colors. base colors, I changed the link to green, so I'm gonna put this in red again, so we have just a unified color. Although my logo is green, I should make this greenish, everything green, but I don't want to lose more time here, and this is just for demonstration purposes. So we've got the homepage settings, we've already done that, and now we're going to additional CSS. If you want any code, extra code here, obviously we're not going to code. That's one of the purposes of this video, is that you don't have to code. So the customization options, the customization of the theme is done, and now we're going to design this homepage and make it look exactly like you want, and make it look like your own website, not a wonderful gift, right? So let's close this, close out of this. Now we're going to pages here, and we'll just go to all pages, and we're going to design our homepage, which we're not going to apply much design to it. We're going to just, I'm going to show you, just click on home, which is the page we're going to, it tells you that it's the front page. And once you're here, you click on edit with Elementor. And here we are. Now we can make all the changes we want. As you can see, we don't see the menu here because we're just designing the page. We've already set up all the basics that we wanted. So for this page, I'm going to show you really quick how you can design anything. Here, I'm going to just learn to design beautiful websites. Just tell people what you're about here, okay? So here is, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up here. So you can, as you can see, you can just click on an item and just edit it, just write what you want. If you want to delete something, you can just right click on it and delete. The Elementor is really easy to work with, and this is why I'm recommending this. Astra with Elementor, you see, we can do mostly everything, and it's free. I know most people recommend paid themes, but as you can see, you don't need them. Anything you want, once you click on an element here, anything you want to edit will be here. So if you want to link this text to something, you would paste the link here, and now you can add a style, you can change the color, the text color. I'm going to leave this white. And the typography, text shadow, let's apply a little bit of a shadow here so you can see how it looks. Let's go with a bit darker shadow. Yeah. And we're going to give it a bit of a horizontally, yes, and vertically, yes. So this text will pop out a little bit. So now this text is popping out a little bit. And you can change all of these things. Just go over it again. This is design options. Just go over all the design options. This is the style, is where you can do all of this. We're editing this element here, this text, obviously. Advanced, you can change the margins. Again, remember the link values together. So if you changed one, you link them together and you change all of them. This is the margin, and this is the padding. So the margin is what you can see outside of the element, and the padding is inside of the element. Then you have motion effects, like let's say you want this text to appear, to fade in as you create as the person loads the website. So this I clicked publish, or let's see what this does. See, so it fades in as you open the website. Then you can now, the background, you can, now we have this background is transparent. You could give it some color or something if you wanted, and on hover as well, you can do something here. To give more life to a website, you can also always change to make the visitor feel that they can interact with something like a button. You just change the hover, and once they hover over it, it makes it look interactive. So the border and positioning, although the positioning you can also move it around. You have the width here instead of default. You could make it like full width or something like this, default. There are elements here, so it won't go over this unless you delete them. And the position is default. Responsive, you want this, you can make this element disappear on desktop or on tablet or on mobile if you feel like it's an element that is not responsive, that doesn't look good on mobile, for example. So now this is how to edit each any of these elements. Now let's go into the button. Again, link here would be the same as on top. I put bluehost.com before. I'm just gonna do the same. And the text would be the same as well. We used, remember, here start your website, and we're going to do the same. Now we can make this the type. It changes the type of the button. I want the default because I want this button to look the same as the other one we had before. So these are the settings. The default are the settings that we set up for the in the customization options. Now in the style, we can change some stuff here. Like for example, we can make this button look a bit bigger. So we can add an icon here as well, still in the content. We can add an icon here. Let's say, so let's just put an arrow here to make people want to click. Insert. The icon, I would put this one after, so as you can see, it points so the people click. So style, I'm going to typography, and I want to make this bigger. Remember I said I want this button to be bigger, so I'm going to just make it, yeah, something like that. Yeah, this button needs to be it's the most important thing right here. Once the person lands on the website, they see the menu here and this and this. After this little explanation, they see another button, right? So let's go and make it a bit bigger like this. And this is the typography. I'm not going to change anything else. You could actually add a bit of letter spacing. Now I want this button to have a hover animation, so it will. So animation is when you hover over it, it will do something. Besides changing color, I want it to make it grow, so it even looks more actionable. I'm gonna update this so you can see what this does. We can see it here actually. So it pops out. So it says "click me" in a way. So I'm good with this, normal, and yeah, that sounds good. So I'm happy with the button. Again, what we can do with the button, we can do the same, something similar to what we did with the letters here to make it even pop out a little bit more. This would mean that we would have to do a box shadow, and we'll put a shadow here, like yeah. So this looks more or less what I want to. Maybe it's too dark, but again, I'm not gonna go into much detail here. You can change the blur as well, like a bit more blur will make it blend into the background a bit more. You can add a bit of padding in the button, so the button looks a bit bigger in relation to the letters. So let's see if I put here 5 and we link it all together. This is not adding, this is removing. I don't know what it was. Yeah, so it makes it different than the other one. And update, click on update, and this is all live. All right, now we are editing the button, as you can see here. We can go back to Elementor and we can go to site settings. It has a lot of settings here, but most of them we've configured them already in the theme options. As you can see, the buttons, typography, images, all of this. So I'll just close site settings. And as we go here, you can see all the elements. So now I don't have anything selected. I can click on the background here. This is these are sections. Once I click here, you can see this is the section. Edit section, add section, or delete this section. So I'm going to edit this section, and I want to change this background picture now to make it look like more like my website, right? So layout, we can change everything here if you want. Now I want to change this picture, so I'm going to style, choose image. You can go here to free images from Pixabay and look for images that do you think will apply here, or you can just download or insert your own branded image. I had already looked for this one. I think it looks nice with this style. So as you can see now, just by changing this image, the background image, we have a whole different website. And this now it starts to look like your website, right? One thing we can do is here, for example, this column, we can delete it. And now we have two columns. If you click here, you'll go back to the basic and you have the elements here, right? So the elements can be introduced inside of columns, and these columns are inside of the sections. So this was a 3-column section and I removed one, and now I have 2 columns. So this one goes here. If I remove this column as well, then it's just one plain column like this, nothing in the sides. Okay, so we have this element here, this basic element, we have our background image, and this is our website. Now, how do we remove what we don't want? For example, I told you that you could add this trust bar, as it's called here. You don't have a trust bar, introduce a quote. Why not? If you don't have a website, you don't have a business, right? That's what we're all about here. I'll delete all of this and we'll start the other sections from blank. So once you do this, if you want to put a section on top, you'll have this button here, which adds a section here. You can see I want to delete this, and the same here. Once you finish, you want a section on the bottom. You have here. You can add new section just like this. Starter templates also shows up here, so you can go and get pages, or you can go and get blocks. So already designed blocks, and you just edit them. This is quite easy to work with. And then you can add a template here. So if you add from blank, again, let me show you again. We just click on plus and we add a new section. So we're adding a new complete section like this one over here. And what we're doing here, I want to do just one column section. And here's my section. Now I'm going to add here an element, click on plus, and it asks me for an element. Here I want a video. So I'll just drag the video element here, place it here. And by default it gives us this video. Obviously we're going to edit video. Alright, so for this video I'm going to use here my video about starting how to create a website for dummies. It's a good way to get started here. We can remove or show the player controls here if you don't want them to change to stop or see how long it's left in the video. You can just change it here. You can mute it, you can loop it, you can autoplay. All of these options are here. They are limited to where your video is hosted. So I don't know if YouTube allows us to do these things. So let's just remove all of this. Actually, you can even edit the suggested videos that appear at the end. But if you put it on a loop, then it won't have suggested videos. Obviously, that's a nice trick that you can use here. You can put an image overlay, but I'm not going to do that right now because it has already the thumbnail, the YouTube thumbnail. The source here is YouTube, defined by default, but we can change it. And now I want the style here, aspect ratio 16:9, or we can put it 4:3. It doesn't make sense because the aspect ratio here is 16:9. We can go to advanced, and actually I want to give it a bit of a margin, so this so the video looks a bit doesn't look so big, yeah? Right? So now I have a margin here, and that's it. I'm gonna leave this website really simple here, so you can see like whatever you can do. You can do a lot inside the section. You can also add elements. So now I'll go here to the Elementor's elements. You can go here. This button will always bring you to the Elementor main settings, and this one will bring you to the elements, to the basic elements, and these are pro elements that you don't have access to from the free Elementor. Now, let's say we want, whatever you want, you can just drag and drop it. Let's say you want more text or a heading. Let's say I'm gonna add a heading here, and I'm gonna say, here's how to start your website today. You remember we defined the header tags before, how it looks, and here you can define which kind of header this one is. This is the H1, and for SEO purposes you should keep always this one as the H1, and then always have the rest is H2s and H3s, for example. In the home page, H2 is fine. We'll click center, and here's how to start your website today. Again, in this case, I would introduce here another button, and this button would be the exact same thing. And this button would say, start your website. Now I could put it now, for example. Yeah, why not? I want this button centered. As you can see, it's so easy to actually build your website. So you've seen how to actually design this button for yourself. Now I want to add here a new section, and this section is going to be the okay. So this section I'm going to add an element, and this element is going to be, there's plenty of options here. I want to add here social icons. You see, there's plenty of stuff here that you can add. You can add a sidebar even here, read more. I'm going to put social items here, and now you have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Again, just link to yours, to your pages. You can, this will just copy it. We can add a new item. Let's say we want this. Let's say we want this item to be LinkedIn, for example. Okay, let's put LinkedIn. Insert. There's our LinkedIn button right there, and as you can see, it's all set up. Now you can set here your Facebook page. There you go. Twitter, the same thing, and then this link will bring the visitors to your homepage. If you want, again, now I'm going to update this. I'm going to go to another section. I want to show you how to actually, like, for example, we had that section with the image in the background. Let's add here another section with like this. This section is going to be full width, so it will occupy everything. And here we're going to style, and the background, we want this background to be an image, for example. Let's go here, choose an image. I made this the overlay. That's not what I wanted. I want this to be the background here, the background image. So just save and insert, and once you go here to the Pixabay images, it automatically goes and inserts them from here. You can see I put this image, but we can't really see it because of the positioning. So if I center it, you can see it better. And now if I introduce elements here, you will see it better. Like let's say I introduce a section. See, as it gets more, as there's more things inside, the section grows, and you'll see more stuff inside. See, you'll see more of the image inside. Let's say I want a heading here. Yeah. Okay. Now one thing again, we'll go here to the section to editing the section. We can make this repeat or default, nothing, size, auto, cover, contain. Alright, so I'm not going to use this section, so I'm just going to delete it. This was just to show you how to set a background image an image in the background, right? Or a background color. Alright, so this is what we have. I'm going to leave the website just like this, and I'm going to finish this video by showing you how to set up the menus in your website. Okay, so now we'll update this again. One thing you can do, you can always click here and click save as template, and then you would have this page saved as your own template. Just before I leave you with this, you can always search for elements here. For example, let's search for posts. So you can add like posts, blog posts, recent posts. You see, some of these things are locked and can only be used with the pro version of Elementor. You can put recent posts here, for example, and you could put it like, and the last post you wrote would appear here. Yeah. So let's delete this, and this is our website for now, our home page. So each of your pages, the pages that we've created before, you can now edit them like I showed you here, and design them one by one as you want them to look, right? So this is how to design your website. You can always click here to hide the menu and see how it looks, but as I told you before, I always like to have the page open here and see what I'm doing. Now let's refresh and see what we've done. So here's our beautiful website. And again, now to finish up, let's go to the menus. So you'd just go here to Earn It Better, or in your case, your website title. You'd go here to, you can choose menus from here straight away, but I'm going to Dashboard. I also have the dashboard here opened, but I'm going to change this one, and you can always go to back to visit website, and it will show you that page. Now here we will go to appearance and menus, and here are your menus. So let's say you have the menu, the primary menu, and like I told you before, I like to keep this very minimal navigation here. So like it would be like, for example, home, services, and projects in this page, for example. Usually people are used to look for about and contact, this kind of information, and even the legal pages like privacy policy and these things, they are used to scroll down to look for these. So I usually do these on a footer menu. So let's say now I'm going to edit the primary menu, select, and I'm going to remove what I don't want here, right? So this one I'm going to remove the about, I'm going to keep the services, the projects, and I'm going to remove the contact, or just keep the contact if you think it's important for you to have people contacting. If you're a services, if your website provides services, then yes, contact is an important option to have over there in the main menu. And always save the menu here. With the changes I made, I have to save them. And this is the primary menu. As you can see, it's set as the primary menu. And now I'm going to select the footer menu, and I'm going to delete this menu and create it again so you can see how we do it. All right, so now I'm going to go to edit your menu below or create a new menu. I only have one, so it tells me to edit it directly. So I'm creating a new menu, and I'm going to call this menu footer menu. And in the footer menu, create. And in this menu is where I'm going to add my my about page and contact page, and I would add here the privacy policy and legal pages. If you don't know how to create these, there's a very easy to use plugin called WP Legal Pages, I believe. Just install it and it will generate these pages for you. You just have to edit a few things. So I'm going to add these two. I'll just tick them and click add to menu, and here they are. Now let's say that this menu is created and saved. This menu will be the footer menu, is already defined here. Otherwise you can define it in the customization options. I just want to show you another little trick. As you can see, it's much cleaner this way. And now in the footer we have the contact and about, right? Now I want to show you, like, let's go back to the main menu, and let's say that I do want the contact button over there. And what I could do here is, so let's say that you want a sub page, one page inside the other one. So let's say I want projects inside, in a sub menu inside services. I'll just drag it here, ident it a little bit to the right, and now this is a sub item of this item. So let's save and I'll show you how this works. And this is what I talked about before when we were customizing. Alright, so as you can see, home is like this, and then services, we have a sub menu here. The coloring is not working very well, so just go back to customize and make sure you change the color, so because this box is not has the same color as the font. So this is how to create a sub menu. Like obviously in this case it doesn't work, but in my website, my blog, I do have sub menus created, as you can see. So this is how you do it. Alright, so again, remember always to save the menu, and that's it. So this is how to design a beautiful website in only a few minutes. I know I went through a lot of things, but it was most of it is just practical usage of WordPress, because most people starting to do this, they hear they have to start with Astra, they have to start with Elementor or with whatever else, and they don't even customize the basic options before, which is the most important thing in to start designing a website. Then with Elementor you can design any page. So now if I wanted to design another page, I would just go to pages again, all pages, and then I would just choose the page I want to edit. Obviously we created a lot of pages, the projects, the services, and I would edit one by one, change the background image, change the text, and all of these things like we did in the home page, and make it our own website. As you can see, this website has nothing to do with what was here initially. I just used the template and I created my own website. So this was how to design a website for dummies. If you think this was helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you need any help, if there's something I didn't cover in this tutorial and you'd like to know about, leave a comment below and ask me anything, and I'll answer. And if it's necessary, I'll create a specific tutorial for it. Another thing is, if you want to see more stuff like this, or if you want to learn how to earn from the content you create, if you want to learn how to make money with affiliate marketing, remember to subscribe to this channel, because there's a lot of training about creating content and earning from the content you create, and how to make money with affiliate marketing. And there's a lot more cool content like that coming out. I'm gonna be making a lot of videos around these subjects. If there's anything specific you'd like to see, just again leave me a comment and I will try to work on that. For now, thank you for watching this video.